When I go through and consider what my favorite animes are, I can't help but to list Gintama as one of them. While the series is labeled as a comedy series, and rightfully so, as a fan of the series, just labeling it as a quote comedy series just doesn't feel fair. Gintama follows the story of a silver-haired samurai known as Gin, in an alternate universe where the aliens have taken over. So while the setting looks like feudal Japan, the technology that the aliens have brought over provides for a large plethora of scenarios that both Gin and friends, aptly named the Odd Jobs, would have to go through. The parodies and scenarios that build on top of themselves is by far one of my favorite things about the series, as I'm sure it is for a lot of other people. For instance, the show just isn't scared to tackle parodies of other shonen jumps and call them out for their ridiculousness, which brings for some humorous moments. Or the fact that Gin is a huge fan of Shonen Jump as it exists in this universe, and we can see him practicing his Kamehameha in secret. But one of the characters, Kagura, goes under the wings of Gin as she herself is on a journey in finding who she is as a person. And while she does pick up some unflattering habits from Gin, at her core she picks up what's most important from him. His golden, or in this case, silver heart that's there to help others. And there's no better episode to showcase that than in episode 111. There's almost a 100% chance you'll forget your umbrella and hate yourself for it. And yes, every episode title is labeled in a format just like this. This happens in the second half of the episode and follows three different characters. Gin, the main character of the series, leader of the Odd Jobs, and in a culmination of episodes, a teacher, both good and bad, to Kagura. But this episode doesn't follow Gin, so don't worry about it. There's also Shinpachi, a regular dude who is shamelessly told off as being an exposition character with his only redeeming features that sets him off from other characters being his glasses. He and Gin share the voice of reason role, but he's mostly relegated to being the character that pushes things along or explains things. And finally, Kagura, an alien girl with an enormous appetite, with the only thing that's stronger than her appetite being her strength. It's explained in previous episodes that Kagura, being an alien, is from a race of people that can't enjoy the sun and has to always carry an umbrella with them to shield them from said sun. But on this particular day, it's raining, and as she walks the street with Gin and fellow Odd Job member Shinpachi, she realizes how lame her purple umbrella appears to be. Understanding this, Gin, playing the role of her guardian, and Shinpachi, playing the role of her older brother, gets Kagura a new umbrella, one that she takes everywhere. The umbrella is pretty, yellow with a pink flower design, perfect for a girl her age. But on one particular day, the wind was too strong and the umbrella breaks, leaving Kagura heartbroken, as this was a gift given to her by the kindness of Gin and Shinpachi, as the Odd Jobs are understandably kind of poor. Rushing home, she crafts herself a new and colorful umbrella, one that lets her stand out and is unique since it was made by her hands. She's proud of her creation and she isn't afraid to show it off to other people in this monsoon season that's happening in this world. But on one particular day, while she's happily showing off her umbrella, she sees two kids without one as they get pelted by the rain that continuously falls on top of them. Kagura makes an attempt to ignore them, but predictably she drops the umbrella in front of them and runs away. And now the only umbrella she has is a broken one without any covering to protect her from the rain. While the people around her continuously mock her for how poor she looks, Gin and Shinpachi are there to greet her and ask if she has room underneath the umbrella for the two of them, showing off how close they are with one another while also showing that they care for her. This episode accomplishes two things that aren't common in the Gintama world. First is the way they step away from their usual satirical and nonchalant tone of the show to showcase Kagura's growth as a person. Coming from an alien race who knows nothing but heavy bloodlust, this shows a tremendous amount of progress she has had as a person. So second, it's a great stopping point to see where Kagura is as an adolescent girl that's growing up under the wings of Gin. She left her planet not only to pursue her brother, but to run away from her so-called destiny to fight and to kill. And while under Gin she picked up many bad habits, Kagura from observation picked up what was most important. the heart to give. It was easy for Kagura to take the umbrella and get out of there, especially since the umbrella is a tool she has to use in order to live. But in a very predictive turn of events, we somehow knew that Kagura would give the umbrella to the kids because that's not only what we were taught watching the show, but also what Kagura was taught. Admittedly, there's a ton more episodes that are just as heartwarming, but whenever I look back and take a look at what I think the meaning of the show is, episode 111, Umbrella Story, tells us about Gintama's core message: treat other people with kindness.
What is that noise? Kame, Kame, ha!